Hello, and welcome back to Fate Extra CCC. Last time we got we got Jinako's SG2, and today we're gonna go ahead and do her SG. No, we got her SG1. Never mind. Today we're gonna do the SG2. Man. Anyway, and we also got ourselves the outfit for Saber. There it is. Nice little outfit. And we also got the tights for Hakuno. Honestly, I do think this outfit only gets compliment. Only works with the tights. I don't know. With the tights, yeah. I don't know why. It just is like that. Anyways, let's just get to it, shall we? And I think we already talked to everyone, right? Yeah, I think we already talked to everyone last part. And let me just check. It's pretty much going to be the usual stuff, right? Yep, it's just talking about her SQ1. Alright, let's go into the student council then, shall we? Good morning. You're looking different, a little on the pale side today. Shall we put on some black tea to settle you down?
Leo.
If I may, Leo, Julius is currently elsewhere. Utilizing Lady Rin's capacities may induce the opposite effect. On the other hand, Lady Rana's chai tea is not for everyone. I believe it would be wise to refrain from black tea this morning. It's black tea that you put leaves on hot water. It's not that hard to make. I like Rani's sugar-packed milk tea, though. However, it does seem likely that it will cause heartburn with how strong it is. Hakuno, we'll leave the black tea for another time. Come now, let us be hopeful that we'll get another chance for tea party. The president's got nerves of steel, doesn't he? He can't give up feeling playful because this isn't the Holy Grail War. That's not true. It's what I would like to say, but my level of alertness certainly has gone down. I'll be more cautious. Compared to Alter Ego, Jinako Karagiri's disposition is mild. I think President Leo is judging this correctly. However, regarding the properties of an SG, there is no difference between those of an Alter Ego and a NEET. Yeah, it's the same thing, really. You have a point. A compulsive liar SG, we have yet to encounter a type like this. Although I honestly can't comprehend what SG actually are, there's such a variety of them. Do all women have them? Excuse me, I don't know what you, I don't know or want to know what you mean by you women, but asking that is poor etiquette, President Leo. My apologies, you're right. But not only, oh my god, I'm really, on the off reading today. But not only revealing women's secrets, but also evaluating them. I'll get complaints from women groups. Yet it's amazing that Beaver was able to induce such remarkable manifestation of his human's mind's ways. Every human tries to hide a guilty conscience, even I'm no exception to that. I really doubt that. People like you go around practically wearing fairness and justice on your backs. Even I've done things such as fake attendance of a lesson from time to time. When I do cheat, I'm efficient at it. At any rate, it's good that we cleared the floor. Though now we'll need to really look around to get Jinako's SG. She is a compulsive liar. Best thing to do maybe to forget about Jinako as we knew her. Doesn't this bring into question the reliability of information Jinako Karagiri provided to us before? That's true. It's a good idea to re-examine it, considering her SG. Her personal information should be a top priority. Well then, Hakuno, Saber, please keep up the good work. And that's pretty much it. Let's just go into the dungeon. Let me just talk to everyone. With or without your memories, I think that it doesn't change who you are, Senpai. So, please don't worry about it too much. Alright. I'm taking a look at the little guide I have here, and apparently we don't. The only other thing we get is after Jinako's second SG, we get something. So after this chapter, basically, I don't get why Leo's as nearly perfect as he is, so indifferent when it comes to women's heart. He probably didn't have people around him who would teach him about this sort of thing, rather than it just being his personality. But now I think about it, he does have Julius with him, who's very down to earth. Huh? Never realized that. It's just that he has a poker face. You'd be surprised how much he reacts to. Well, if you're any more delicate with women, he'd be perfect to the point of being creepy. How he is just now may just be right. I agree with President Leo's suggestions for a tea party. For humans to have a burst in performance, they must be mentally satiated. A group whose leader demands 100% performance of all times has no future. Look no further in history to prove that. What I'm saying is, President Leo is a leader accustomed to that performance, although I don't know if it's from intent or from instinct.
Excellent.
And so with that, I'll be polishing my tea-making skills in preparation for the coming day of our tea party. Please look forward to it.
Excellent.
The Scarigiri's labyrinth appears to be a unconventional compared to the rest. The difficulty isn't too high, but we can see it tends to take a toll on the intruder's mental health. Hakuno, don't let yourself be swayed too much. She is who she is, and you are who you are. Though it came after my time, black tea is the spirit of Britain. One day, I too will like to make black tea worthy of Leo. Yeah, black tea, it's not my cup of tea. I honestly, teas. Let me see. I think I prefer lemon tea. Lemon tea and green are my favorite type of teas. So Jinako's a sentinel this time around. This is how she felt, huh? I get how she feels now. Yep. There we go. Let's just see if Saber has anything to say. Nope, nothing new. Alright, off we go. Into the first floor. I am gonna grab oops, that's not the one I wanted. I'll grab oh my god, what's the name of the thing? There it is. I'll grab a return crystal because I am gonna go into the other to the first labyrinth because the first floor of the labyrinth because we missed a few thing I think. Let me see. I don't think there's anything new here. We already got the Emperor's new clothes, so yeah, there's nothing here. All right, let's go to the schoolyard, get to the first floor, and then talk to her. Those are programs drifting around the Sacral Labyrinth attack when you enter their range. If you attack them with a shockwave skill before making contact, you'll start the battle with an advantage. Yeah, speaking of... Yeah, we're good. Oops, no, jump. Alright, let's go. There we go, yeah. Alright, that should be good. We're doing good damage on these guys. Let me see, what else am I missing? Yeah, over there. You see there's a fountain over there. That's one of the other things I'm missing. Let's try going around here. I don't have maps of this area, so it's gonna be a fully completed maps like I have when played extra, so it's a bit hard to explore. It's more not hard. This isn't the end of the world, right? But like, no. I don't have the full map, so it's I can't go directly to the places, right? Alright, I think we either go. It's either here or down, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think it's like this. There we go. Another break. And then attack. Awesome. I don't think it's gonna be enough with the kill. Alright, forget we have that that passive ability that lets Saber deal more damage the more chains she has, so. Now, let me see. There we go. That's the thing we were missing. Other than that, I think we got pretty much everything, so... Yeah, also this game doesn't have a completion thing like Fake Texture did, like at the end of each chapter, each day we had how much of the map you explored and stuff like that. We don't have this here. Ah, damn it. Ah, damn, that's not good. Alright, let's just do this, shall we? That should be good enough. Enough to guard all the time. I still do pretty good damage, but still. Alright, never mind. I think that's gonna be enough. There we go. Goodbye. Nice, you got pattern. And a nice handful of XP there. You know what? Might as well just level up, honestly, at this point. We're almost one-shotting these guys. That's pretty good. Ah, critical. That's not good. There we go. And we got all our HP recovered, so we can just get out of here. Yeah, we've done everything of this giant map. So let's just go ahead and get out of here, shall we? Into the next one. Yep. Floor 11. Right, this one. I couldn't believe my own eyes. The 11th floor stretched out, vanishing point anyways. It stretched really far, in this vast barren space. There's no surface where the walls would be. Yeah, it's just a plane, there's no walls here. This is the 11th floor of the Sakura lever? Why are you spacing out, Praetor? Sure, I was also taken aback at that, but isn't this a nice variety? Proceed glamorously. All tracks you leave form roads, Praetor. All roads lead to the core, see? That's not well whenever we can, for better or worse though. It's a little unsure what to do, but with what Saber said, all we can do is take a look around. To start off, we'll just have to go straight, maybe. Right, Jinako is like right at the front. Yeah, that's the thing, and now I'm just gonna go around. It is pretty big. That's pretty much just it. Go around. Get everything. There are a few items here and there too. There we go. It takes like... If we stay like here in the third one, we get the map collected too. Let's grab this. Ether crystal, pretty good. Then we just do straight. It is a pretty big map, as you can probably see. We aren't gonna explore every nook and cranny of this area. Just collect the 4 items here, and then we can go ahead and talk to Karna right in the front. In the middle, more like. Yep, see? There it is.
備が増えるのは良い。もっと積み上げるが良い。
There it is again.
宝はあるだけ欲しくなるもの。根こそぎ持っていくぞ、奏者よ。
And there's the fountain right there, and we can just go forward. To check out, there he is. Hey, Karna. Within the endless stretches of this wasteland, we happen upon a still lone figure. It's Jinako's servant, Karna. But what gives? I get the feeling that literally all he is doing is standing there. I don't know if my exhaustion passed on to Saber or what, but we're not a moment to rest before it's time to fight. Also, Karna's expression isn't telling me anything about what he's thinking. He's like a husky, tied to the storefront and ready for his owner to return. Though it's a little rude to compare him to a dog, I get that's the impression I get. Maybe he's not thinking about anything. I'm not sure if he's devoid of ambition or just detached from desire. Regardless, he's not acting like a heroic spirit. I just don't get it. Deep down in his soul, doesn't this guy even desire the Holy Grail? Well, it is pointless to keep glaring at each other. Thankfully, it's easy to get through to this guy with just words. Let's try getting straight to the point. Alright, so let's just go where... working hard, I see. I'm afraid I have no refreshments to offer. I can't offer you a very warm welcome. In Jinako's room at the school, she has fried potato treats, twig-like baked wheat treats, bean-filled mushroom shoots, etc. These fattening items of the masses came easily and plentiful to her, but Jinako is no longer in the state of mind to scarf them down. She may have lost a little weight. But is it okay to just leave her by herself? She's opposed to losing her composure in open areas, you see. Perhaps she curled up in some corner of the labyrinth? As expected, Launcher shows no sign of attacking. We step away, leaving him. Go ahead. Proactively impeding your exploration is not something I was ordered to do.
仕方がありませんね。ミスカリギリの捜索をお願いします。
大丈夫。あなたはどのマスターよりも地味な作業が似合いますから。
Yeah, she's around this way. I'm pretty sure she's around here. Or the way to get to her. I'm pretty sure she's somewhere on the left side. There it is. Not yet? Okay, never mind. Let's explore every nook and cranny then.
どうする？ジナコか。
Whoop.
周囲を探すぞ、マスター。
Ah, never mind. That part comes later. Never mind. She's just around. That's Jinako. I'm sure she noticed this, but I won't even cast a glance. It's real though, tough to talk to her like this. I still have to. I took a single step forward, then Jinako started to mutter. Oh, Haku. Just leave me alone. There's no co-op mode in ghosting, just a versus mode. What's she trying to accomplish? She doesn't look like she's having any fun. If you insist on condemning yourself, then you need bigger gestures, or you won't get through to your audience.
意味わかんない。
Shut it. So annoying. Just blabbering away. Just after I finally separated from that fussy mother-in-law of a servant, Karna. Guess it means I can't get any peace and quiet in this spot either. Doesn't really bother me, but it is. Ain't it just so great to have an admirable servant, Haku? Death to survivalists. She's gone. I didn't even get the chance to speak. Seems like Jinako, after parting with her usual slang threat, just poured away somewhere.
伝達します。
That explains it. The layout of the 11th floor is sparsely structured so she can do that. By layout you mean the stuff in here. In order to teleport without limits, she put a few obstacles as she could, you mean? No, there's a subtle difference. Since the moon cell is finite, the labyrinth is also finite. The formula requires a divergence and a singular point of convergence. A labyrinth without the premise will end in collapse.
そういえば
Oh, and as immense as BB's power is, that's why she couldn't just devise a way to end this from the start. That's why she's being so oblique. Solution we can't discover, but BB also can't obtain. She has no effective way outside of constructing obstacles to keep it secure. Honestly, I'm not really following, but I get the feeling that it's like a repetition draw rule in chess. Basically, this match between us and Jinako will likely become one of attrition.
聞こえてる
Haku, Saber, sorry for this, but please keep searching for Jinako. Stay on her tail. Good. They're rare and wise military staff officers, elites and conquerors of any age would
期
envy.
待しないな
Moreover, with me as your blade, they serve as the cane that supports you, Praetor. We can clear a labyrinth like this in no time. Sure, it seems like it'll be a plain work, but the resolution is simple. I have not only Saber with me, but Leo and the others. In comparison, Jinako is alone. She can't run away forever. But I wonder if that's all there is to it. This landscape from her mind, along with how Jinako is acting. I got the feeling that you shouldn't just catch her and call it a day. At any rate, let's find Jinako. We can't let her be alone like this. Yeah, that is kind of true. We can't leave her alone. Anyways, let's just connect this. We can make a little cross here. Other than that, just go around and try to look for her. Which, it is a bit hard to look for her. Since this place is just so big, you know. Anyways, what else is here? Alright, let's go ahead and go with that area. Nothing here? Okay. There isn't really much going on around here, really. It's just trying to look for her. Which in itself isn't very exciting.
ほっといてほしい
There she is.
ちなこさんは迷宮の床に転職するっす
Again, yo. Just don't let no one to quit, Haku. Go ahead, keep searching. It's pointless. Jinako is an authority in playthroughs. Repetitive speedruns, infinite duping. You get my dopamine pumping every round. So actually, I welcome it. Jinako. I was ready this time, but she got away like it was nothing. What am I supposed to do? The previous labyrinth had corridors and dead ends, but here... Don't stop moving, Praetor. We won't catch anything like this, with this effort of tracking. Then we just go to the other side. It's a shame we don't have the speed up mystic code that lets us run faster.
どうでもいい何も考えたくないよここまで引っ張り回しておいてなんと弱気なこれは説教が必要だな
A lecture from Saber will be something else. Once again, we ran into Jinako curled up in the corner of the labyrinth. Looking at her from the side, I can't tell if she's getting fed up with being chased around. All I can see is that she looks more spaced out than ever.
奏者よ
Okay. Just let me handle this. First, let's break her knees. Oh, please, I don't mean it literally. Just want to teach her about being moderate in all things. Even despots care about aesthetics. All she'll do is act stubborn anyways. All we can do is persevere. Besides, I know from my battles against Rin and Rani that it is impossible to extract an SG via brute force. I'm sick of it. Why do you have to drag things out?
意味わかんない
These days, certain lectures and night patrols teachers are novel, i.e. pointless. It suits that old school though. Thank God my delinquent rebellious phase was in the digital area, right? This is the quantum age, yo. What do you know, Haku? With your old hag of a servant, going out for walks by choice? I would be lying to say I wasn't swelling with anger, yet this Jinako is precisely a product of Bibi splitting up her personality. I can't go losing it over each and every one of her sarcastic comments. However, don't pay me any more mind. Jinako's got friends too, you know. Friends.
ずいぶんなお友達を呼んでくれたわね。エネミー反応が大量よ。これが迷宮の本来の姿でしょう。ひとまず戻ってください。
Yeah, you're not coming after me. I'm hitting you first. We got the fanatic dude. Anyways, that should be more than enough. No, we need to guard it. Never mind. That should be enough. Even if we guard. Bye. Let's go to launcher then. Well, he didn't see me, surprisingly. Anyways, Lancer is over there. Karna is over there. Yeah, let's save. Alright, let's get to it. But look at that, a giant door. Hey Karna, what's up with the door? Karna is standing at the same spot, but some details of the labyrinth have changed. A door that wasn't there before has appeared beside Karna. Also, its design is familiar. This blatant thing is a trap. Then she might just be throwing in the towel. No hint of any change in Karna, as expected. He really is as tranquil as now as when we first encountered him on this lair. Writer, that man is showing no hostility. Should we ask him about the location of what we're looking for? Anyways, we can just not investigate this door here, but the problem is Karna. Let me see. What if I said I'm going through there? If you wish to go through that door, then go. We have work to do. No, I have no intention of stopping you. However, there's something I must ask. Do you happen to have a key to this house? Without that key, the door won't open. If you try to break it down, I'll hold you back with all my might. Be good and search for the key. That's the fastest way. You can take a look at what the others' options are. There's no choice but us to fight. If you wish to go through that door, then go. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Then we can ask her if she's there. Are you testing me? I can't answer a question like that. Well, I shouldn't be saying that. It may be possible now that Jinako is not the person I thought she was. I don't intend to stop you. If you wish to face her face to face, go see her yourself. But there's something I must ask. Do you have the key? Yeah, but it's the same thing. Get the key, and that's where the that thing takes importance. Oh, damn it! Not fast enough. Anyway, let's try this one, shall we? Yeah, I think that works. One more, and then we get the extra turn. Nice, and then perfect. Nice. That's predicted, idiot. Alright, there it is. It's a model house, I guess. It seems like it was some meaning behind it. Well, isn't it cute? Shall we look in the interior? The door won't open. It's rather ajar. When Saber was speaking behind me, I searched over the model house. I see. The door and windows really are decorations. Instead, the roof opens. Could it be an item folder? And we really have to search it, so why not? I place my hand on the roof and try opening it like a treasure chest. Suddenly... Oh no! It was a trap all along. A trap! Praetor, where are you again? Ah, my Praetor has vanished again. I wished for a redo. To redo my life. Until I was 15 years old, I thought that way if it were natural, and I expected it to happen in the future as if it were natural. If only I could get that chance. I entered the Holy Grail War, half for fun, half for my wish. Without knowing there was a serious slaughterfest, a deathmatch with only one person can be left standing. No, I had to know the Holy Grail War's rules from the rumors, but not taking things seriously was a bad habit of mine. Countless times so far, I had spent my days with a whatever attitude, so this was the greatest punishment I could ever deserved. It was Papa who named me Jinako. My mom was Japanese, and he loved her just the way she was. Of course, he also loved Japanese culture. I liked her name to sound like a little Japanese girl. Apparently, over something like that, he picked the sound of Jinako. My family wasn't super rich, but I wasn't a 200 IQ genius or beautiful. But I was pretty happy. A fairly strict household, a fairly princess-like upbringing as an only daughter. One day, Papa and Mama passed away with an unfortunate accident. Since we were just upper middle class, I received a handsome inheritance. Although, one could also view it as enough money to a single girl to keep food on her table for the rest of her life, if she lived modestly. Jinako obtained inheritance. That's where the curtains opened to a new life as a winner. Obviously, I didn't move up to high school, there's no point after all. I guess my love for accumulating little things, little by little, meant I was an otaku at heart. I holed up in my house and immersed myself in the world of the internet. I had tons of friends over in Peace Journal. You can live off your inheritance, Jinako. You can't just chill and not have to work. So basically, you're a winner. My internet friends were jealous. They constantly fawned over me. Sometimes there would be people saying dumb stuff out of envy, but it wasn't all that bad in daily life. As long as this lifestyle keeps up, everything will be good, I thought. I celebrated the continuing of this lifestyle. This lifestyle. Who would have guessed that this lifestyle would go on for 15 years? Papa gave me the name Jinako. He was ordinary and a bit chubby, sometimes so mediocre it ticked me off, but I loved him. Rather than love Mama, I admired her. Mama was so kind and pretty, and she was out of Papa's league. My family wasn't super rich, she wasn't a 200 IQ genius or beautiful, but I was still pretty happy. I had no wish for anything special, but to make up for it, I had a realistic, down-to-earth happiness. And yet, one day, Papa and Mama just disappeared. While out shopping, a dump truck that should have stopped at the light rammed through, and it just disappeared without a trace. My world was plunged into darkness, and then my mind was in darkness, and even after the funeral ended, in such a state, I received my inheritance. I didn't go to high school, since nobody told me to go. I dragged myself into seclusion. I mean, I had money for life. No one bothered me. No one can blame me if I used if I used inherent entertainment as an escape. My internet buddies were nice to me. As long as you don't step on any toes, these friendships last forever. For a year, 5 years, and even 10 years. So my friends, first one, then another, started saying I'm moving on. Because they needed money, because they were getting married, because their life was a mess. Nah, come on, you know needs are the real winners. I would bluff by signing off my usual line. On the internet, Jinako was a revered game champ, but on returning to the real world, all that said there was an indecipherable human being. Financially, I had nothing to worry about. Living expenses would be no obstacle using my dying until my dying day. I could live like this my entire life. Like this. Ah, there we go again. I go full snail mode when this happens. My heart's misty, and I end up sleeping with sheets piled all over me to escape it all. I'm a winner. I am a winner. I mean, I'm popular on the internet. I don't need to go outside. And I could get my hands on most anything, but unaware, and before I had realized it, I had answered with my usual phrase, whatever. And then it was like I had left something important behind. That's right. Around when I heard rumors of the Holy Grail War, the claims that the winner would be granted any wish, I was confident when it came to games, but to be honest, I also believed that the Holy Grail War was a live or die thing. Oh, PJ, Asia's game champ, lol, said, This is the losers will die stuff with just clickbait. Despite the post, I took it to be the real deal. I mean, people die so easily. A life isn't anything special. What made the Holy Grail War special was the death aspect, but it was the granting any wish. That's why I joined. I joined half out of curiosity, and just a little bit out of desperation. I wished for a redo of my life. Up until I was 15 years old, I thought it that way as if it were natural. I expected it to happen in the future if it were natural. To attend high school normally, to go into society normally, to grow old normally. Looking back at it now, my wish was nonsense, trivial. Frankly, I was scared. I wouldn't be happy with any boring old life, really. However, I'd given up on life. And now that I was reflecting on my life, I just wanted to run away. But no one told me anything about this. I had completely forgotten just how much of a coward I was. I really did think that dying here was possible, but I was cocky and thought I would make it to the end. No, this is hell. This is where the talented. This is hell, where the talented mass. I'm nothing special. I won't be able to survive in a single battle, and I was such a winner on the internet. I'm just going to lose here badly. I probably can't even do one damage. That's why I have to run away. If I can just hide in some place where nobody's gonna, where there's nobody, should eventually work itself out again. I don't even have a single friend here. I've always been alone. That's the life I ended up choosing for myself. So I have to run away or else. All I have left is one persona, and if that also falls apart, I really will be full of nothing. I hurry up into a dark room like I always do. Once I lock the door and cover myself with a futon, I'll be fine. A quick swamp into regular Jinako. So please don't unlock the door. Don't take the best brave face and crack it wide open. Don't look into who I really am and laugh. No one will ever come. No one. No one. There's no hope for any ever coming into my room. Then we got ourselves a key. Whew. What magic trickery is this? Just appear like poof. I wonder, if that really was a part of Jinako's mind just now. My side fall again in the model house. Stored inside the roof was a small key. Alright, we got the key, and we also get some info on Jinako's tragic past. Yeah, as a coping mechanism, she just shut herself off, became a NEET, and didn't interact with the world. The only reason why she even came here was because of the Holy Grail War. Because the Holy Grail War could revive her parents or something like that. Pretty depressing. Use that key and the door will open. This will be a rough way to settle things, but sometimes drastic measures are needed, I suppose. And here we are. This is right next to the thing. If you can see her in the map. There she is. After coming out of the birth canal-esque corridor, I see Jinako up ahead. That's Jinako, I think. Probably just looking at it. When it comes to being depressed, you just keep getting upgrades. She's an artisan at it at this point. If she were in an extreme contest of who would use a futon best out of dejection, she would definitely aim for the top.
またこんな奥まで来て、リソースがいくらあっても足りないじゃないですか。保護者っすか？ストーカーっすか？
At this point, might as well be a stalker.
君はジナコの何なんですか？
Alright, let's go ahead. A friend.
友達？友達？違うっす。君にとってジナコは憤。
Oops, sorry.
これ以上なく袋小路でデッドかつエンドなターミネーターなんです。
Let's take a look at what the other options are. I'm gonna go for this one like at the end. My BFF.
ずっともだよ。だよって日本語っすか？ニャリーポミポミみたいなもんっすか？ジナコはこもった。一歩も部屋出ない。でもピザ豚になるの良くないって。カルナさん違うっす。
And finally, let's go for the more comedic one. Sort of like a girlfriend.
サメルス。ボディ目当ての物理的フレンド略してブツフレの方がまだリアリティあるっす。
I mean, You're not bad looking, Jinako. I'm gonna be honest.
違うっす。これ以上なく袋小路で。いいっすよ。100歩譲って友達だったとして。でも、友達ってなんすか？あなたを見守ってる人が必ずいるとか、ありがたいお言葉くれるっすよね。親切人。見守ってどうするんすか？それって余裕ある人の娯楽っすよ。自分は自分しか見守れないっす。ちなこさんはとっくに家族もいないっす。作る気もないっす。だってそんなのマジオカルトだし。知ってる？本当の友達って自分より不幸な人のことを言うんだってば。
This cute version of what a friend is.
そうなりたいんすか？だったらずっと一緒にこの迷宮にいてほしいっす。それで対等っす。
Sorry, I can't do
で
that.
もそれってできない相談。外目指してるんでしたっけ？無理だから。私もそう考えてた時期がありました。ああ、そういう不幸ポジションではシンジ君さんとか結構友達が溢れてるっすよね。
Yeah.
でも決して超キラキラ級サーバントのカルナさんとかは友達に含みません。おかしいって最初から絶対。
There it is. Jinako. Jinako gets wound up, stomping her foot against the floor. She's back into a corner physically and mentally. She's distracting herself from just about everything, even wanting to drive Karna so far away that she can hardly see him, to be alone. Because that's the easiest way. She can go on without living, oh my god, she can go on living without worry.
もう何度も言わせんな。構わないでくれっす。ちなこさんにだって友達はいるっす。この世のどこかにも。私はまだ本気出してないだけっす。もう来世から頑張るから。
I recognize this throbbing in my left arm. However, making Jinako aware of her SG's true nature really is the best thing to do. I want this to inflict Jinako with an irreversible wound. And will that then be what saves Jinako?
処置なしだな。頭痛がしてきたぞ。これはもはやカルナを招いて面倒を見させてはどうか。用が取って返し誘導してもよいが。
No, we need to do this ourselves, Saber.
いや、まったく世話好きよな。そなたならばそういう顔をすると思っていた。
Saber's right. Right now, within me, my heart is neither trying to understand Jinako nor trying to save her. I can't leave her like this, that's all. I want to say something like I can't abandon you or don't give up. Matter, friend. Fine. As her neighbor, I have this to tell her. You're not alone, Jinako.
それがさ、それが上から目線だってのがわかんないかな。わかんないんだよね。だって強いから。
You're still not alone, Jinako.
はいはい、一人じゃないっす。みんな仲良くね。
You're not alone, Jinako.
やめてよ。マジでさ。私こ
Yes,
こにいたいんだから。
Yes, she popping out basically means you don't want to be
ど
here.
うせ遺体なんだから。死にたいなんだもの。何も感じないんだから。だから。
Man, her crying spike's so sad. There's a second SG.
SG の摘出を確認したわ。名称は一人ぼっちというところかしらね。
Yeah. Her SG is loneliness, huh? The shield partition of the floor breaks and the corporeal concentration of the temporary Jinako bodies dilutes.
ああ、 これって本体が BB に怒られるのかな。それも変な話だ。
Jinako faintly murmurs, as she's speaking about somebody else. Hearing BB's name startles me to attention, for right now there's nothing indicating that she's going to appear. Not that I would do anything about it. I could do anything about it, whenever I knew beforehand or not.
ひとまずはグッジョブ。また一歩外に近づいたっす。外に出ても、友達がいても、行き着くところは同じっすよ。次こそ、それを思い知らせてやるっす。逆襲っす。
Off she goes. Mission clear.
夜も疲れた。
This is the badge Jinako was using. With no one on it, and compared to this surroundings, it gives an impression of desolation, as if it were a representation of Jinako's mind. Alright, off we go. This chapter or SG part was basically just story with minimal fighting. Even Julius isn't here. And go to our room, read about her SG, and then carry on to the next day. We just talk to everyone and then we can end there. Anything new? No. Anything new on Karna? No. Alright, that's it. The loneliness. Jinako's second SG. I wonder if I could make lots of friends. So what if I could make lots of friends? Having too many would be annoying, having too few would be kinda antsy, but alone is always alone. Wake up alone, sleep alone, cry alone, laugh alone. Easy, easy, easy mode. I can't say it's easy for everyone. In games and in life, multiplayer is such an easy path, but friendships between equals, does a luxury like that really, really exist? Her weight.
82キロ。余裕の2桁っすよ。
Yeah, for her height, it is kind of overweight. Yeah, and other than that, oh my god. What do you look like in a parter?
エンジェル系ショタサーバントとかマジペロペロ。けど、私なんかじゃ。
Yeah, I don't think Anderson would like you all that much. So loneliness. It is that loneliness is a crucial element in the breeding grounds of art. Though the moon cell, this immense library, I gained the form of a servant and answered your call. Then I came to know the value posterity attributed to the myriad works I produced. I was able to find out if I had made ripples. Yes, it's hardly satisfying, I pay no mind to the fact that many judge these works as poor or rubbish. However, those who extol my works are too few. Another 1,000, no. 100, no. I won't ask for much. At least 3 more people, no. Hey, why are you laughing? I presume you to be you're a true hobbyist who understands my art, yes? No matter. Loneliness is a spark of creative work. It in of itself is not a bad thing. Loneliness in art, loneliness in philosophy, loneliness in discipline, loneliness in invention, none make for bad pairs. Still, loneliness by itself is mere poison. Jinako has nothing but loneliness. She lives as if she were dead. Alright, next day. Hey, Gawain.
Ready.
Leo has summoned you. Gawain went out of his way to come by. Seems he didn't try to use a signal to call me, but instead waited here in the hallway. He has sent for me. So does this mean he was some personal business with me? A charming explanation. I do believe it is true. Leo seeks to deepen his friendship with you. But unfortunately he invited you today as the president's capacity. I was told he bids you to come to the student council room. An emissary of the perilous labyrinth. She's enjoying her rightful after-meal dose, quite enough. So basically he wants me to dash off there immediately and not spare a single millisecond. I got it. Please tell him that or something similar. That makes things easier. I shall take my leave ahead if you excuse me. Yeah, we will talk to him. Let me just go to my room. Saber, anything new? Nope, alright, that's good enough. We need to talk to Rin, and now we have Jinako's second SG. And, yeah. We are gonna do that. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. These guys are talking. Let's just talk to everyone before we do that. Ultimately, Jinako has no place to go back to. That explains why she was over 6,000 hours on playing NFA. The total champ turned out to be a pretty lonely person. Come on. Yeah, alright, anything you want to add to this? Jinako's mental wall is surely a formidable one. The subject is one that piques my interest. The heroic spirit Karna. I've heard his strength rivals that of the great hero of Indian myth, Arjuna. In the near side Holy Grail, I said he's the highest tier, without a doubt. Please be sure to gather plenty of experience, okay? Yeah, Karna's pretty powerful. Alright, let's go ahead into Student Council. Osaka and Rani's investigative work has identified important information related to Jinako. Especially details about her in the Holy Grail War, not her background on Earth, but in the near side of the moon. Gato. Leo brings up the matter in a low tone, contrasted with his usual cheerful ring. Gato takes over, hand in his chin, nodding. Yes. He's acting completely normal, and it's a real letdown. Hear this. Steadily advancing through the Holy Grail War with my god, we came upon one chance where he won effortlessly, a win by default. This opponent, that fell like wham, right off the shelf, was none other than Jinako. She chose defeat, without putting up a fight. Yeah, it would have been nice if you remember that from the beginning. It would have saved me the pain of this process of elimination, salvaging high concealed battles, data one by one until the very last set. Your fury is warranted, but if you asked a judge if you wanted to know the loser's name, they'd reply that there's no need. There's no need to override shame with shame. In any case, Jinako and I were, by nature, incompatible comrades. Leo and Rin supplied me with further information. In the opening of the near side's Holy Grail War, Jinako discovered the protected janitor's closet. In the old school's janitor's closet may have a different vibe, but it's the very same shelter Jinako took here. Jinako then lost in the battle between masters. She hid inside the janitor's closet without even taking to the battlefield. However, if she were to have taken even one step outside the custodial room, the Moon Cell would have deemed her as been defeated and deleted her. Hence why Jinako was unable to leave and shut herself in the janitor's closet the entire time. Still, when the Holy Grail War closes, when the victory is proclaimed, the school building will end up being collected as a garbage object. Naturally, the janitor's closet Jinako is hiding in will also be deleted. In other words, Jinako didn't die fighting the Holy Grail War, but her fate will be deleted once the Holy Grail War ends. Yeah, she found a loophole essentially. Like Rani, or Rin, if you choose. She did survive her fight, even if she was disqualified. But unlike Rani or Rin, she will die once the Holy Grail War ends because she can't leave. She's stuck there. Panic struck Jinako wants the memory of that return, and she ran away from us. We recovered the cube from Passion Lip and regained our memories, though it did leave everyone considerably confused. It resulted in Jinako Karigiri driving herself further into a corner. Maybe seized that opportunity. Who are we supposed to blame here? Returning to the near side only means death. Having recalled that memory, Jinako probably didn't have the willpower to defy Bibi. At the time when she recovered that memory, Jinako must have certainly known that I, Monji Gato, was her original opponent. Why does she distance herself from her unsolvable problem, even if it's postponed? Her actions are baffling. Her optimism is as brittle as sculpted candy, and her escapism is as useful as burying her head in the sand. Oh, is that so? I'm sure it appears that way to you, Treasurer Rani, but it's not being very human, is it? If we declare that being swept along by instinctive urges and idleness is what human nature is, then stray cats are quite human. Nothing wrong with stray cats, they're the ultimate life form in a sense. Such gods exist too. Gato and Rani conflicting exchange continues. Suddenly, Jinako's pained expression from the SG loneliness visually pops into my mind. If only I had gotten to know her back in the Holy Grail War. There's no point in thinking about what ifs now, but I wonder if having friends by her side would change something. Probably not, since she would have died either way, right? Only one person survives the Holy Grail and all that. Sakura is reporting that the 12th floor has been activated. Once you're ready, continue your exploration and SG retrieval. Jinako Karagiri is in the labyrinth sentinel, nevertheless. She's one of our allies and also desires to escape. I won't tell you how to be peaceful anymore. I don't see it unseemly to injure one another. That said, Hakuno, I believe that you'll be the one to break this absurd spiral of us having to hurt our allies to continue forward. Alright. We get to talk to Rin here, but before that, Jinako Karagiri can't be left as she is now. Huh? It's odd for me to be supporting Jinako. You said I was more reckless and macho in the Holy Grail War. Well, of course, in the Holy Grail War, all masters are enemies. They must be defeated, and that's that. But it's not the Holy Grail War. Everyone here is an ally. We need to take good care of our bonds we may form here. I spoke with just about every master during the first round of the Holy Grail War, but I never got to speak with Jinako. She was confined to the janitor's closet the entire time. The door transforms into the arena's entrance once the preliminaries end. My guess is that she found the back entrance to the now doorless janitor's closet by coincidence. Yeah, she kinda got stuck there. Hey, something that's been bothering me. Give a second. It's about Kiara Seshuin. Out of curiosity, I had Ronnie look into her. Presently, she is also a master who sustained the servant. We have nothing to concern about. It's true that the Western financial conglomerates went after her. The conglomerates went after her? So Kiara is an enemy of those conglomerates. Is she a freelancer hacker like Rin is? No, she doesn't oppose anyone. Though the only data we have comes from what we dug up here. Could you please, Ronnie? Yes, thanks to the conclusion, she's a cybercriminal wanted by Interpol. At one point, she was the leader of a religious cyber cult. No, it no longer exists, though. And, well, all the men and women in it idolized her, so much they all committed suicide. People who were smitten with her, people who with a thing about being abused by her, people hooked on conversing with her, people who detested her to death, people who went crazy over her body, a lot of different folks. The end results were all the same, suicide. Even outside the internet, most of the people who were associated with her committed suicide. Including among them even cyber investigators and spies from the conglomerates that had chased her around. What's astonishing is that apparently one spy died in order to save her from adherents that were out to kill her. According to those documents, that person was apparently her lover. According to Julius, that person was a misanthrope who didn't seem particularly interested in women. Personally, I can't comprehend Kiara's Seshuin cognitive structure. She's too much of an enigma. She saved many people, but each one of them trampled her on her goodwill. She may have betrayed by others over and over again, and yet she didn't abandon her goal to bring salvation. Or rather, it makes me think that she's fine with being betrayed. You could say that she's an indomitable spirit, but in this case, it goes too far. I may not be one to say this, but it is as if she's a machine devoid of emotion. I think so too. It's like she's obsessed with being a hero of justice, or something. She's even being called the last saint. One thing for sure, she's the biggest victim, but it's also true that she's a cause of mass suicide and conflict. Thus, with backing from conglomerates, she was added to the world's most wanted list, though some came to her legal defense. And the conglomerates who had backing from the Holy Church, that lot hasn't been able to put out saints in years. When one emerges, it's treated as a saint in the East and disregards their group. Guess that couldn't let one slip by. You're being biased, Mr. Osaka. Kiara Seshuin is considered clearly a modern-day saint even by the Church. The problem is that the person who started insisting on that Church cardinal and the candidate for the next papacy. The Holy Church didn't try to apprehend Kiara because she was some thorn on their side. They recognized her as the highest class of threat to the representation of their faith. They're being way too more vicious than they need to be. Kiara's virtue. I think it should be called magical powers at this point. She was even able to free an elderly man from the brink of death and obsessed with prolonging his life from that suffering. I found astonishing was that that elderly man experienced her teachings and became an impeccable person. It was only for a brief time, just 2 months, that he was in contact with Kiara Seshuin, but his nature truly became one of a saint. That resulted in the church going after her. She was betrayed by her faith, and many people had denounced her as a murderer. Okay, we're taking the wrong route by bringing Earth affairs into the Moon Cell. She's still a cyber terror criminal, Miss Tosaka. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Where were we? Right. She's a cyber criminal, Miss Tosaka. Yeah, but while I particularly agree, I think Kiara's different. That girl there is an airhead. She has no clue how much she drives everyone around her insane. The nickname she got stuck with, the devilish Bodhisattva, really sums her up, isn't that, why is that, Haku? We know she's being misinterpreted, but we deem that it's the best to err on the side of caution. Yeah. Please refrain from making unnecessary contact with her from now on. Goofs are way more dangerous than folks of conviction because they have no self-awareness. Get along with saint-type people in the first place. I think she's actually has some screws loose somewhere, serving others without any reward, really. And that's why, though being suspicious of her is a little extreme, we should be careful not to trust Kiara too much. Too much of a good thing is bad for you. If you get used to people being nice to you, you start turning soft, you know. Kiara Seshuin, she's a person I can't understand, but I can understand her righteousness. She helps people without reward, without imposing her ideals. The ethics of social welfare behind her ideology are wonderful. The truth is that many sick people and people at a low point in their lives are grateful to her. Truly a modern-day saint. It is sad, but organizations that are for profit targeted her for that reason and labeled her a cyber criminal. Ah, so that's it. Miss Osaka dislikes her because there is a clash of the avaricious character versus the non-avaricious character. Rani, you're casually making me out to be the money-grabbing kind of girl. I mean, you are, it's your own SG, so we can't really claim that. I think any direct harm will come of us, but bear in mind that Kiara Seshuin doesn't have a normal mindset. I see, so Gawain did that. Yes, once we get a break from this turmoil, I would like to have a nice long chat with you, Scone and black tea in hand. Don't you think it would be fun if we spoke about things like what type of person we're into and our past experiences? I understand. In the event that we do break out of this Twilight old school, we'll arrange for a place to do that. It's a promise. Feeling more motivated? For me at least, I'm starting to really look forward to getting back to the near side. To resolve our losing before one's fight, then running wholeheartedly from that truth. Sad, isn't it? Well, her flight will assuredly lead nowhere. I think that she, the one running, knows that better than anyone else. The darkness within Jinako Karigiri's heart, though shallow, is rooted deep in self-harm and slow. Her self-harm is slow and insidious. Alright, off we go. Talk to Kenji and Kiara. Because we really do need to talk to Kiara right now. So Gato faced off against Jinako, huh? Head to face. Damn, now I remember it again. I was finally trying to calm down too. Damn it, damn it! Come on, leave me alone. Yeah. I too wouldn't want to talk to my killer. Right, Kiara. Right, this is after. There's a scene with Kiara here, but I think it's after another part, not right now. Alright, Kiara, time to confront you with your being a cyber criminal and all that. Alright, let's take a look. I found Kiara and Anderson in the hallway. I recall that Rin told me that Kiara's background, and I was a little hesitant, but I tried asking her about whatever was true or not. If all the adherents connect to Kiara kill themselves, yeah, that's gonna be something, isn't it? I don't think this willowy woman will be in the middle of such a maelstrom of death. Yes, everything those girls spoke of it is true. When I thought of what my goals were, I was irrelevant to the people. The only thing I left in my hands was the outcome. The lives of many people were consumed by my own avarice, however. Pardon me. Now, suddenly I'm wondering if I committed a crime. Kara looks puzzled, as if miserable from the bottom of her heart. Her expression makes me think of a terrifically beautiful and fleeting heaven lotus. They loved me by their own will, became despaired by their actions, and at the end of their love ended their lives. There was no bloodlust in them to be found, they simply drowned in me. They were committed to their desires, they wasted their lives out of that lust. I love all people equally, and I want to be loved. That's what I crave. I can't help it, I'm selfish. That's why I can never belong to one person. They went insane as despairing from that truth, as if craving and lusting insatiably for me. As a result, they ended their lives. How can anyone rebuke such devoted love? I wanted to save them. I wanted them to save me. In the end, they died, and that's all there is to it. Saying that, she smiled sorrowfully, with such beauty that any who saw it would be touched. Goosebumps jolted all the way across my body. This here is a good woman, completely benevolent. That's why I find it difficult to consider her human in terms of her mentality. As a religious leader, Kiara treated many people impartially and lavished them with love. That resulted in some adherents becoming swollen with desire. I beg you, I want you to love only me. More. I want endless love from you. But that wasn't allowed. As a consequence of treating everyone equally, Kira Sashwin possessed no love towards individuals. And then, their practically emulating desire was how they literally were destroyed. Because they went and recognized Kiara as a saint, they became aware of her essentially salvationless reality and despaired. What terrible irony. They probably couldn't have returned to their lives if they distanced themselves from Kiara, but perhaps because they had known this almost bodhisattva love, they couldn't leave the palm of her hand. I apologize. I understand your argument, but I don't intend on stopping. And even a person like me has convictions that can't be conceded. My life cannot end just yet. For now, please don't be concerned with my affairs. Please focus on defeating Bibi and returning to the Holy Grail War. And after, if time comes when we face each other as masters in the Holy Grail War, then please charge me with my sin. If Kiara Seshwin's life deserved to have lived or not. Yes, if it's you, I hope you'll tell me. I hope you'll tell me the answer as to whenever my Eto school doctrines were correct or incorrect. Without replying to Kiara's smile, I leave her presence. I've dealt with many masters up until this point, and she's a master too, throwing herself into a battle for the sake of a wish she can't give up. This is heaven's battlefield, a garden of selflessness where wishes are put on the line. I'm certain that Kiara isn't special. Here, everyone fights for themselves. And with that, we got her second SG, Philanthropy. Kiara Seshwin's SG, Kiara's ideal of wishing for all humans to live equally without being held down by prejudice. Naturally, this includes the denial of conflict in both religions, religious teachings and ideology. Conflict between those differing religious views and the like would be troublesome, absolutely most disgraceful to her. It's likely because this ideal of hers was too strong that her servant Anderson ended up with no means of attack. Let's see her weight.
最後に測ったのは確か49キロですが知りたければ抱き上げてくださいますか
And what's your favorite color of underwear? I'd say pure white or bewitching deep black.
清楚な雪の白か妖艶な漆の黒か女ですものそれくらい使い分けますわ
Alright, that's all we have of them. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Alright, let's just get into the courtyard and we can end today's part. Off we go. And yeah. Alright everyone, that's gonna be it for now. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you next time for more Fate Extra CCC. Ciao.